This Flash episode was pretty. It was pretty amazing. It was better than the Arrow. I don't know. Each episode of Flash keeps on getting better and better and better. I think it's because of the special effects that they're using, and the type of characters that they're exploring with these shows. With this show is it makes the episodes a lot more better and more exciting. Um, what I'm gonna get into is there's a couple of things. This is an episode. A plus episode. It was exciting drama. There was excitement, drama, action, and all around of it. The what the Flash does and Arrow and I don't know. There's not too many superhero shows that does it. It leaves you thinking, and then it covers. It's more of a scientific sci-fi show. What I mean is there's a lot of heavy scientific knowledge going on in the background. Like they get really detailed. They really use Star Labs in this series. It just keeps getting better and better. I have found an episode that I didn't like. Um, so I'm just gonna get into a few things right now. The first thing I'm gonna get into is that Barry wishes that he get the credit. He realizes it's hard to keep his identity a secret. He wishes that he get the credit that's due to him. And they give us little tidbits of like him saying the Flash Museum. That's like a little hint drop of a Flash Museum later, right down the line in the episode. There's so many hints of the Flash. Um, it was pretty interesting. It was really interesting. It was really interesting. Really insane. The main villain was the Mist, aka Kyle Nimbus. That's not the original Mist, but Nimbus, the Mist was never originally a character that was in the Flash universe as a rogue, as a villain. He was more of a Stardust. I'm not too familiar with Stardust, but he was more of a Stardust villain, and he was kind of in some comic book series with involving Black Canary. Now I doubt we'll see um, him and the Mist in Arrow and with Black Canary during the episode. I doubt that, but there were so many drops in this episode. It was like ah ah ah. Kaylee and Barry have a moment. Barry gets to open up about Ronnie. We find out Ronnie is not they're not going with the traditional characteristics in the comics with Ronnie. Ronnie is he's an engineer. He's smart. The fact that they made him engineer shows that they're going different in a different route of the comic books. Um, it begs the question if they're gonna do the whole Ronnie and Stein thing because Ronnie's one half of Firestorm, so uh, we don't know what's going on. But Barry gets to open up about Ronnie about and the whole how she feels about the whole entire thing of the event of the particle accelerator exploding. Um, but before that, Cisco and there's more story is more about it's more focusing on things you cannot run. So they deep dig into the past of what happened during the day of the particle accelerator. We deal with Barry wanting to have the urge, wanting to break his father out of jail, and we deal with the fact that Iris is keeping the secret Eddie as a secret from her father. Deal with the fact that Joe West thing and blames himself for Barry Allen, knowing what he knows now, he feels like he's the reason why he didn't he failed to find out who actually did it, who killed Barry's mother. He kind of feels bad that Harry Allen is in jail. So, there's a lot of moments going on. Cisco and Caitlin, they have a moment at the end about the particle accelerator because Cisco was the one that kind of quarantined off the particle accelerator from everything else, leaving Ronnie never came back. So Ronnie got trapped on the other side. He kind of feels responsible for that. And, Caitlin tells him at the end, I don't blame you, it's not your fault, you doing what you had to do. And, and, if that, the Cisco character, they don't use him as much, but, putting him in the storyline with Ronnie and Cat, Cat, Caitlin, it's pretty good because we know Caitlin's supposed to be a Killer Frost and Ryan's supposed to Firestorm. Now, what will Cisco be the one to name them? That's another thing because Cisco's on a roll with names. He names Kyle Nimbus the Mist. Um, we get thrown in. There's a lot that goes on in this episode. We get thrown in Eddie and Iris's relationship. Iris wants to keep it a secret from her dad. Eddie's ready to come out and tell him. But Joe West is a detective. He knows. He already knows that his daughter's dating. He's just waiting. He's just waiting on them to tell him. Like that whole scene when Eddie comes to the house and Iris opens the door and he doesn't realize that Joe's there. Joe, is hinting that there he's like throwing hints like I already know. Come on, tell me. The fight scenes between Nimbus and Barry were pretty interesting. I like how they got the smoke and made the smoke. Even in the beginning when Nimbus kills the crime family, they make the smoke seem like he's human. It's almost like he's human and moving around like from one section to the other. I guess I guess that's what they were trying to do to make it look like it was entity. Um, I'm surprised like no one in the crime family started running because green smoke going everywhere. But yeah, the scenes with him in the middle. After he kills the judge, where Flash comes in and they attack was pretty interesting. It was really good. I don't know, like the fight scenes in the show has amazed me. Even the end, I know most of it's CGI, but it was pretty incredible. It was like I felt like I was reading a comic book or watching animated film. Like it was pretty good. Um, Joe West, he visits Henry Allen, and he feels bad that Henry Allen's in jail, and knowing that he knows what he knows now, he tells him, "I know you're not. I know you didn't do it. I'm gonna find out." Some new evidence came to light, and it's like him trying to redeem himself. You know, like I don't know, and then Henry sees the Flash comes, but he sees a blur. I don't know if Barry did that on purpose, so his father won't know who he is. But I think it spooked Henry Allen because I think he might have seen that similar thing that night, and seeing he probably saw the same thing Sun saw, and it freaked him out. He was probably like, "Oh shit, you came back to get me." And the next thing, Barry wanted to break his father out. I already spoke about that. I spoke about not Kyle Nimbus. Yeah, the whole thing with Eddie not believing in the streak, I kind of think Eddie has his abilities and he's hiding it. Um, like the whole relationship with Iris. Iris is really, you know, basically like saying, showing Eddie off without even saying we're dating to Barry and all up in Barry's face, and Barry's like, "Oh, great," he's just rolling his eyes, "Are great," but yeah, he doesn't believe it. I wonder how that's gonna play in when Iris, because he knows Iris. we all know. He probably knows. We don't know yet that if he knows. Iris is pursuing stories of the streak. Eddie doesn't believe in this streak, the red streak, and feels like it's people who are on drugs and stuff who are reporting it in. Um, you know, when Iris starts to when Iris finds out that Barry is the Flash, will she get will she realize she has feelings and get that's how Eddie becomes like the reverse Flash. But it's pretty interesting how these characters are interacting with each other, their relationships, and we're seeing it where it goes. Like everyone knows the history of the Flash, but the Flash and the history of the characters, but it's pretty interesting to see where it goes. Like Harrison Wells, oh my God, he knew that Barry was gonna become the Flash. He knew he was gonna get struck by lightning. He in that flashback, he went in there and with him with taking off the glasses beforehand. But I don't know. I kind of feel that he's Harrison Wells is a made up character. We all know his character is made up. I don't think he's anyone from. I'll be shocked if they do it because the Mist was not a villain in the Rogues Gallery of the Flash. He wasn't a villain of the Flash. He was a villain of Stardust. So they ventured outside of the Flash universe to get a villain. Now, Harrison Wells. I don't know. Everyone's saying he's Hunter Zolomon. He's a reverse Flash. That's the most obvious things that they would do. Make him those characters. I honestly think he's a character that's outside of the Flash universe. Honestly, I kind of feel like he might be a character that from the 31st century that was in another storyline in another book. My theory is that if you're familiar with the New 52, there was a storyline that dealt with the Teen Titans, the Legion of Heroes, and Ravengers, and it all focused around this guy who came from. Oh yeah, the storyline was within the Superboy storyline too. Um, it was within the he came from the future into the present. He helped create metahumans, and he wanted to control them. They never gave him a name, but he was called the Harvest, and he had ran this whole organization. Um, I don't. That's the only person I could think of that Harrison Wells could be, but they are playing around with the fact that Harrison might be obsessed. The hints they are playing with the idea that he might be the Reverse Flash, he might be Hunter Zolomon. Why I say that because when the Flash went to the mall, he was like he knew where he was going, and he was like, "I eat." And I looked at him like, "Who in the wheelchair has time to go and eat something?" But yeah, they threw that out there. He knew the Flash was gonna get hit the lightning bolt. I would only assume only the Reverse Flash would know that. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? He's starting to get a little creepy, And there are times I kind of feel like that he feels like the fact that because Barry he told Barry to stay when Barry came back running, and then he had the poison inside and they took him out. They were like, Barry should rest. He's like, Barry should rest. He's like, I gotta talk to Joe, and gave like this look like, great, Joe. So I don't know. I could kind of see where people might say he might be taking up the he might be the Reverse Flash, but honestly, I think he might be a villain outside of the Flash universe. I would be super shocked if they did the Reverse Flash. I would be super shocked if I was actually right and it's a villain outside of the Flash universe. But either way, they keep you curious. It was a really good episode. This is a episode, and I'm looking forward to more. I want to know more. I want to see more. I want to actually see Ronnie and become Firestorm, and I can't wait till the episode with Felicity from Arrow comes crossover. That's about to get way down. Episode 8 will be the crossover with the Arrow, and I'm interested to see what they do with that. Well, if there's anything else interesting, you guys have theories, thoughts about the show, like I always say, comment at the bottom, like the video, subscribe, throw your thoughts out there. Tell me what you think. I'll probably do who I think Harrison Wells is. I'm gonna do some other videos too. But yeah, this is a really good episode, and the most thing that I look forward to watching the Flash are the fight scenes. How they do it is amazing. I know sometimes he's yai, but it looks pretty cool and pretty interesting, and I can't wait to see how they do the Reverse Flash fight with the Flash. That's gonna be epic. But I'm looking forward to next week because Captain Cold comes, and yeah, that's about it. So thank you for watching and surviving my video. Have a good day.